Hello everybody, it's Carla again, and I am back to do another Craft With Me Christmas video. So I hope you can come and join me. I'm finally thinking I might have a little plan, but I wanted to make sure I got a second video done today. It's fairly late in other parts of the world. It's about 8 p.m. here in the United States, and I am on the East Coast in, well, I was about to say North Carolina, but I'm in South Carolina now, just a little bit over the border. We can actually walk in between each state. That tells you how close we are on the state line. I have my cup of tea and my little Woodland Fairy cup, and I have the Hallmark music channel on my phone, but I might turn it down a bit. So I hope you all are well. I started yesterday kind of fiddling around with what I think I might like to do, and I'm going to work on the journal cover with you. Are you guys doing any Christmas journaling or creating this year? I'd love to see what you're working on if you do a video. I have a little bundle of seam binding here. I'm just trying to get the knot out of it. Sometimes I have little scraps around and I tie them up to try to keep them from being all over the place. So I have that. But what I thought I would do with you right now is I picked out some things to decorate my journal cover. And I'm going to take the inside out for now because excuse me, I haven't stitched it in yet. And I'm not going to make this video terribly long because I had a bad reaction to a medication today that I just really felt funky all day, but I still had to work, and so I ended up taking a nap and sleeping it off and feeling much better when I woke up, and I had some soup, and now I'm bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to go. But it is later than usual, so I'm going to just work on this for a little bit with you, and I'll come back and do another video tomorrow. Now, I think I've said before how I really like combining rustic with really pretty or kind of girly, feminine, what's another word for it? Anyway, I like to add things like burlap and twine, and so this is a beautiful forest green crushed velvet, and I thought I would do something like this and add some plaid. I love pattern mixing. And then I showed a few images yesterday. I thought I was going to do the Santa, but I'm going to end up doing the, let me put it a little closer. It's going to be a little more whimsical with the mushroom fairy house. And if you can look real close, you can see the elf looking out the window. There's a little deer in the corner. So I love that image. I may have even used this image before, but I wonder if this is the right side up when you see it. I think I'll turn it this way and hope it's going to be the right side up. And if it's not, I'll make sure I fix it on the next video. So I was playing with how to place all of this, and I'm going to just have fun almost collaging, but with these bits of fabric. So this is a little, this was going to be a tag, but instead I'm going to make it the image on the cover of my journal. And then with this piece of kind of tattered handkerchief, I'm going to put this on top, and I don't mind it being kind of tattered because it gives it an old look. And then I've got this little bit of bright red trim. I think I'm going to put right there. So I'll get started gluing it all down, and I'll start with my little tattered piece of handkerchief, and we'll just see how it ends up looking in the end. I don't want to put too much of this on. I've noticed Fabri-Tac will sometimes bleed through. You know, is it interesting? I don't know if you feel this way, but when I'm watching people do their December daily or their 12 days of Christmas, they'll start talking about all kinds of things and a day in their life, and before you know it, you're listening like you're sitting having a conversation with a friend, and they're really the only ones talking. But I just want those of you who do those videos to know that doesn't bother me one bit. It really is kind of fun to feel like we're having a conversation. So that is my goal, to just craft and chat with you and hope that you feel like you're visiting with me and we're just having a little crafting and chatting time, because it is really challenging if you're a people person and you like to have people over, or you maybe even just like to hang out on the phone, or you used to go to work every day and now you don't, so you don't see your coworkers. I mean, it may seem strange, but I think the craft and chat videos really do kind of fill a little bit of that void. At least I hope so anyway. I can be a loner sometimes when I'm kind of lost in my crafting. I really enjoy the quiet, but that being said, I'm also a people person in that I love to entertain and have people over, and we've been that way, my husband and I, ever since we met. That's kind of how we met, doing singles events at our church, and his mom would often have a bunch of the singles over after church, and we would all hang out at their house. And one Christmas Eve, they all came to our house, his parents included, and it was really fun. My dad, on the other hand, didn't grow up in a house where you were, what he would say, where you were in and out of people's homes. And so when people would come over and stay too long, he'd start getting fidgety and kind of throwing unspoken signals like, when are these people gonna leave? And when I would always go over to Mark's house and visit with him and his family, my dad would say, don't you know how to come home? Meaning, you've been over there long enough, you need to come home. So that's kind of how we are. We don't really like to say the party's over, and we tend to say, oh, just stay a little longer. So that's why I'm really enjoying watching your videos and, you know, honestly making them, because I've kind of grown to feel like many of you are friends and somebody that I would be happy to invite over to spend some time. Now let me see. I can't remember what I was thinking of going up top. Let's see. Where is... I think I was going to do something like this up top. I absolutely love this trim. I don't know if you can see it, but it's got the little cutouts that you can weave through. So this is some sari silk that I just wove through, and I like that contrast of the really pretty fussy lace with the plaid and the burlap. So I think I'm gonna do that. So first I'll glue down. I'm switching glues because this Fabri-Tac really is bleeding through. Now I don't think it'll matter much. Oh, you know what? I have art glitter glue somewhere. Let's see if I can find my art glitter glue. There's my phone. Art glitter glue. Where are you? There it is. Yay. Okay. I do. I have my art glitter glue, and this does not bleed through. So I'll use this one. If I can get it to be cooperative, because sometimes my little Ouch. Just make sure it's not clogged. Where did I just put the needle? Okay. There's one of the things you have to contend with when you're videoing is sometimes things get covered over. So I think I've got it. Maybe we'll just do the cover today and I'll come back and do another part tomorrow. I went online and found some daily journal prompts that I'd like to use. And then I spent some time looking at photographs from years past. And oh, that's always so bittersweet because I see the images of my children and I'm like, oh, how do they grow up so fast? It's just amazing. My nephew, oh, he's such a cutie and he's just celebrated his 21st birthday. And I remember when he and his sister, like he's the baby, and they would come visit us in Wisconsin when my twin sister and I lived in different states, and see his little head just bebopping with this pointy little winter hood, and he'd come running and saying, Casey, I'm coming to stay with you. And now I see him and he's this, well, he's strapping gorgeous. I have to say, the children in our family are just such beautiful brown faces. Hate to say my kids included because that's bragging on my own children, but they were blessed with some good looks. And the parents, we look in the mirror and go, wow, it didn't end out so bad after all. That sounds terrible, I know. But we're thankful, and they're... Anyway, that was all to say. I was looking at old Christmas photos, and it is bittersweet because there's lots to be thankful for when you think about all the Christmases that are behind us and how wonderful the memories are of almost every single one. There were a few that were a little treacherous and bear not repeating, but I think that could probably be the story in almost every family. Okay, so I have my rustic little strip of ribbon here and my plaid ribbon here, and what was I going to do? I was going to put this at the top. I wish I would have grabbed my sharper scissors. Go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac for this one because I don't think it'll matter. Oops. Let's glue him down. Pretty, pretty. I think I'm going to wrap this around up top here. Yeah, like that. And I'm going to do the back, but I'm going to do it slightly different. Uh-oh, none of that. Get back over there. Velvet just gets so easily stained and marked up. If you get glue wherever you don't want it, it's really hard, I've learned, to get it back the way you like it. Okay, so I like that. You know, I noticed if you're looking this way, sometimes you can see where I get things slightly uneven. So I gotta pay better attention. I wish you guys were here. You could say, hey, that's not straight, before I glue it down. Okay. So the students are feverishly trying to turn in their late assignments because if they get a 80% or above, they don't have to take the class exam next week. And so I spent most of the time trying to check their work. We're being so lenient because of the altered learning situation that everybody's in. But I don't really mind. I like giving kids a chance. And everybody's been so confused as to what in the world we're doing right now. So I'm happy to be able to help them succeed and get what they need in order to get a decent grade. Okay, so then I thought this really pretty lace with these beautiful pleats would be nice to put down here. You know, I meant to put that up a teeny bit higher, but if I did that, I would lose all of the beautiful velvet. So maybe that's okay. And I have to decide if I want, let me turn this and show you. I want to decide if I want to put this covering that, or I think I'll hang it down a little bit further, and then I don't know. I don't know if that needs to show. I have this little sentiment that says always believe. I wonder if I should put that. Oh, that might be pretty. Okay, we're just gonna go for it, which is what I find has to happen sometimes. I can't toil over it too long, or it just ends up getting more confusing. So we'll put on the glue and stick her down. That is the nice thing though about Fabri-Tac, is you can reposition things. It's pretty forgiving that way. So I'm going to stick this down. It's so pretty. It's just like a flowy little skirt. And that is crooked. Okay. Let me turn it back towards me so I can get a better grip on it. And I want to do that? Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think today's the first day I've really enjoyed Christmas music. I've been so busy, I haven't had it playing in the background. And of course we love the Charlie Brown Christmas. I like to have that one on. There's one called Winter Songs? It's just instrumental, and I like that one by John Tesh. And then I grew up in the era of Amy Grant, and we love Amy Grant Christmas. I can sing all the songs from that album, back when it really was an album and you put it on the record player. I can't believe I'm talking like that and saying things lately like back when. It just does age you, but I have to accept that I am getting older. Okay, that ended up kind of, oh, my ring got stuck on there. That ended up kind of pretty. And then I had mentioned yesterday how I feel like gold has to always be somewhere when it comes to Christmas. So I have a bow, and I just cut this out of some ribbon, but I have not decided yet where I think it would look best. You don't want to cover up the mushroom, but I don't really like that space there. Oh, you know what? I think, where's that little strip of pearls? Okay, if I put this down here, you guys are just listening to me jabber away. Maybe that's what it means to craft with me. Okay, I'm just doing all my thinking out loud, so please bear with me. I'm going to put my little embellishment here or here. I'm going to put it here because I'm going to put my sentiment over there. So this will go here. I feel like there has to always be a little bit of doily somewhere. And, I'm sorry, let me move that. Where did my little poinsettia go? There it is. I had this out, but I think I'll save this for somewhere inside the journal. Rusty, what's the matter? My dog is down there being silly. I think he's probably wondering what in the world I'm doing talking to myself. You should be used to this by now, Rusty. Okay, and I'll put my bow there, my poinsettia there. You know what? I want to move that because it's clearly a little torn. So put it where it can be a little concealed by the embellishments. So my poinsettia can go there. My bow can go there. Hi, Rusty. You sweet boy. And then my sentiment can go over here. Just a little bit of glue. And it'll say always believe. I'm going to move it down a teeny bit more. And over. Okay, I like that. So you can even see the little bit of the tree branches that kind of tie in with the rusticness of the burlap there. Always believe. So there's my little bit of gold. I might trim that a teeny bit more. Well, this is going to seem weird, but I'm turning this over. When I put it on originally, it's just placing things around. I liked how it kind of did that fun little bend right there. It's funny how you pay attention to everything. And then this needs trimming because it's fraying. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the end and pinch it. Keep it from fraying anymore. That'll work. Like that. Maybe not like that. I'll let it fall where it chooses. Okay. Pearls or no pearls? Why not? There's always room for pearls. But do I want it above or below? Below. I've learned about so many different types of glue from crafting with you all. I've tried them all. The one that disappointed me the most was I thought I was doing something getting my big fat Yoo-Hoo glue sticks that I see people using, and I lost the lid to one and it dried out literally overnight. And the other one, it literally just did not stick well at all. And I have these cheap ones from Target, and then my favorite are these Elmer's glue ones that are I think they're called Professional Strength or whatever, but those are my favorite. So when you do those little question things and they ask you your craft supplies you couldn't do without, and I'm always scissors and glue. Definitely scissors and glue. I'm going to wrap these pearls around as well. Okay. So that's the front. And it'll look something like this. It probably could have a few other things, but I think that might be enough to my liking. And I hope you like it too. So I've got a ways to go. I haven't even started on the cover, but I also have my number 1 and 2 for the actual journal pages. So I'll quickly glue those. I already put my little eyelet in, so I'm probably not gonna be able to cut around that very well, but we'll see. I'm gonna put some tea-dyed card on the back of these just to make them a little more sturdy, and because I prefer the color of the tea-dyed paper over the white paper. And that's why I was also unraveling the seam binding, because I thought the seam binding will look nice going through the, or I could use gold cord. I do have some gold cord. And some smaller scissors that might work better. They work a little better. My mother was very particular about what you used her scissors on. You could never use your fabric scissors for paper. I do think that's a good practice. I just wish I would listen. That's probably why I don't invest in really expensive scissors, because I probably wouldn't care for them well enough, so I just kind of waste the money and use the cheap ones until they die, or probably use them well after they should have been tossed. But the good thing is my family always knows there's scissors somewhere in the house. I remember growing up saying, "Where's the scissors?" We never could find scissors because Mom kept her good ones out of sight. So as you can see, I am rambling and rambling and rambling, but I did cover up the hole, so I'm just going to poke the scissors through here and trim it off on the back. I hope that music isn't going to end up too loud. I don't want to get dinged by copyright. So is there any kind of thing I can say vocally on the video right now so they'll know I own no rights to the music, or this is not a paid advertisement? I don't know what you're supposed to say to make sure that they don't get you for copyright, or if you have to say anything at all. Okay, so I've got day 1 and day 2. Now what do I want to put? Do I want seam binding? This is just not in the condition that I would prefer. So I'll stick this one in and see. I really should wet it and re-wrinkle it. Maybe not. It might be okay. Should have doubled it through. Yeah, I'll double it through. So I was considering saying this is day 1 and 2, but I guess yesterday I'll consider day 1 and today day 2. And I'm so turned around because we've had holidays with school, just teacher work days, and what was last week? Was it one day was Veterans Day? I don't remember, but I'm forgetting that it is actually Friday. So I have to remember that tomorrow is Saturday. Okay. Well, I'll play with those a little more, and tomorrow you'll see what I decided to do with them, because this is going on 30 minutes. And though I love visiting with you, I certainly don't want to run you off from rambling and getting too boring. So thanks for watching this daily Christmas craft and chat with me, and I hope you had a nice visit. I haven't even taken a sip of my tea, but thankfully it's still warm. And I'll show you again what I've come up with for the journal cover. And since I'm creating it for myself, it is a little bit maybe considered loud or busy, but it's to my liking, and it's for me, so I guess it's a good thing. Okay, thanks again for visiting with me. I'm probably going to just stop for now and call it a night, and I'll join you again tomorrow. I hope I'll see you here. See you tomorrow.